When we're young, we have an amazing, positive outlook about how great life is going to be, but somewhere along the line, we forget to dream and end up settling. Join Up Dots features amazing people who refuse to give up and chose to go after their dreams. This is your blueprint for greatness. So here's your host, live from the back of his garden in the UK, David Ralph.
Yeah, good morning to you and welcome to episode 5 of the Get Wealthy course. Now, these are all about changing yourself mentally, making you think like you're wealthy already and doing the things that bring wealth to you. In one of the first episodes, we told you that everyone can get wealthy. It's not just lucky people. It's not people that are just uber talented. Wealth will come to you if you take a series of actions to make it come to you. And in this episode, we're going to really delve into something that I think might ruffle a few feathers, but it's what I'm here for. It's to challenge the norm. It's to push boundaries and ultimately guide you to a life of abundance and success. And this is one of those things that is crucial yet often overlooked. It's the key aspect of building wealth. And most people will go, no, nothing to do with me. I'm not this. But the simple fact is that most people are just too lazy to be wealthy. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I can't be lazy because I'm busy all the time. Well, I'm telling you that being busy and being productive aren't always the same thing. And when it comes to building wealth, it's not just about the hours you put in. It's about the quality of those hours, the decisions you make and the actions you take consistently over time. So you're going to have a clear understanding of why laziness is, I think, the biggest barrier to wealth. And that's why most people are walking the earth, scrabbling around for the few shekels that they can find, where ultimately the gold is waiting for you. Now, you're going to overcome it, because the first thing I think you need to do is you need to get past the comfort of mediocrity. Now, let's get starting on one thing. Wealth, true wealth, isn't about winning the lottery. It's not about stumbling upon some magical investment that catapults you to millionaire status overnight. It's simply about consistent, deliberate, joining up the dots effort over a prolonged period. And here's the kicker. Most people don't want to do that work. They say they will do it. Oh yeah, that's part of my plan. They don't want to do it. And why? Because it's hard. It's uncomfortable. It requires sacrifice, discipline, an unwavering commitment to your goals. It requires you not having the answers but still moving forward. It's about you going to bed thinking that you're a waste of space and waking up the next morning dragging yourself forward. Now think about it. How many people do you know who dream of being wealthy? Probably quite a few. Now, how many of them are actually doing something every day to make that dream a reality? And I bet the number is tiny, at least significantly smaller. It's easy to talk about wanting to be wealthy. It's even easy to take a few steps in the right direction, signing up for a course, reading a book, listening to a podcast, starting a new venture. But when the going gets tough, most people retreat back into their comfort zone. And that is where the problem lies. The comfort zone is the enemy of wealth making. It's where dreams go to die, because building wealth isn't about doing what feels good in the moment. It's about doing what needs to be done when it feels crappy, even when you don't feel like it. Okay? So let's break it down even further. Let's make you feel as bad about yourself as possible, realizing that you're leaving money on the table that you're never going to get because you're not willing to do this. Now, there's a myth of the quick fix. We live nowadays in a world of instant gratification. When I was a kid, if I wanted to watch a movie, I used to have to either go to the cinema or the video shop and cycle down there and get a video and take it home, watch it, take it back. And now I just click a button and I stream on it. If I'm hungry, I can get food delivered to my door within minutes. If I need an answer, I Google it. And this sort of mentality has crept into our approach to wealth as well. People want the results without putting in the effort. They fall for get-rich-quick schemes. They hope to bypass the work required to build sustainable wealth. But there's no quick fix. There's no shortcut. Real wealth is built on a foundation of hard work, smart decisions, and most importantly, time. And the myth of the quick fix is it's dangerous because it keeps people from engaging in the real work that needs to be done. Instead of investing in their education, learning new skills, making smart financial choices, they just waste time and money on schemes that promise everything but deliver nothing. And when those schemes fail, and they literally always do, they're just left discouraged and even further away from their goals. So if you're serious about building wealth, the first thing you need to do is let go of the idea that there's an easy way out, because there isn't. You can get a mentor who can fast track you, but it's still you doing the work. You can come up with ideas that have already been done out there, but it's still you that's actually doing it. But that's not the bad news, because once you accept that building wealth is a journey, not a destination, you can just start taking the steps necessary to achieve it. You're here for the next 70, 80 years, hopefully, you can make it happen. And if there's one skill that separates the wealthy from the rest, I think it's the ability to delay gratification. The real wealthy people understand that success doesn't come overnight. They know that the decisions we make today will determine our wealth, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not the next day, but somewhere in the future. So it means saying no to short-term pleasures in favour of long-term gains. That's why in one of the last episodes we said about keeping wealth under your hat. Stop telling people about your plans and stuff, because they will be interested in you gaining wealth and wanting to take it for their own purposes, and that leaves you further away from your goal. Now, I'm not saying you should deprive yourself of everything you enjoy, but I am saying that if you want to build wealth, you got to take sacrifices, and that might mean cutting back on just sort of unnecessary life sort of expenses, investing in your education instead of splurging on, that latest gadget, or dedicating time to building your side hustle instead of watching TV. It's about making conscious choices that align with your long-term goals, rather than giving in to impulses that offer immediate but fleeting satisfaction. How much crap have you got laying around your house that you thought was, a real thing that you needed, but now you don't even think about it? Think about it like this. Every dollar you spend today, or every pound, or whatever your currency is money that could be invested in your future. Every hour you waste is an hour you could have spent building something meaningful. The wealthy understand this, and they act accordingly. They prioritize their future selves over their present selves, and that's why they succeed where others fail. They always say an entrepreneur is somebody who's willing to live the next 10 years of their life working like nobody else they know, so they can live the rest of their life like nobody else they know. Big lesson there. Now, consistency. It does come down to this. You might decide that you want to be productive and not be lazy and make decisions, but it's not about making a big flashy move once in a while. It's about making those small dots, those smart decisions day in and day out join up. This is where I think most people fall short. They start strong, but when they don't see immediate results, they lose motivation and give up. There's a sign in my swimming pool that says motivation is what starts you coming, habits is what keeps you coming. And I think that's true. Wealth doesn't come from one big win. It comes from a series of small wins that accumulate over time. You don't even see that they're accumulating. You don't see the wins. It's about consistently saving and investing your money, consistently learning and improving your skills, consistently taking action towards your goals. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, and doing the work that needs to be done. The truth is, consistency isn't glamorous. It's not exciting. It's boring. It really is. I'd love to be doing other things more often than not, but it's incredibly powerful. And if you're willing to commit to it, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve when those dots start joining up. So how do you overcome the laziness that's holding you back? Well, this is the reason for these series of podcasts. It starts with a mindset shift. It starts with how you you think about wealth. You need to stop thinking of wealth as something that's out of your reach or something that only happens to other people. Instead, you need to start seeing wealth as something that is within your control, something that you can create through your actions and decision. It means taking responsibility for your financial situation. It means acknowledging that if you're not where you want to be, it's because of you. It's not because of that person. It's not because of that shit job you're doing. It's because of the choices you've made. You decided to take that job. You decided to do that. Personal responsibility is key, and it means committing to making better choices moving forward. And the good news is, once you make this mindset shift, everything else becomes easier. When you see wealth as something that's within your control, you then become empowered to take action, and you start looking for opportunities instead of excuses. You start prioritizing long-term gains over short-term pleasures, and most importantly, you start taking consistent action towards your goals. So how do we do this? Well, we need to create an action plan. We need to identify, first of all, your comfort zone. Take some time to reflect on where you're currently at in your wealth building journey. Are there areas where you've been coasting or avoiding challenges? It might even be looking at what you're spending on a weekly basis. Simple as that. Where's the money going? Spend some time, identify those comfort zones and commit to stepping out of them. And then set a big, audacious goal. Think about what you really want to achieve financially and set a goal that excites you, scares you, and pushes you to grow. Write it down and make it your North Star, something that you're going to aim for all the time. You won't get there tomorrow, you won't get there next week, but by knowing where you're heading, step by step by step, day by day, you can do it. And break it down. Once you have that big goal, break it down into smaller, actionable dots. Create a roadmap that outlines exactly what you need to do to reach your goal, and start taking those steps one by one. And develop a daily routine. Design a daily routine that includes time for wealth building activities such as learning, saving, investing, and working on a side business or hustle. And make this non-negotiable. Make this part of your daily win. Just make it who you are. So there you have it. Why most people are too lazy to be wealthy, and how you can make sure you're not one of them. Remember, wealth isn't just about money. It's about the freedom and opportunities that come with it. But to achieve that wealth, you've got to be willing to do what most people won't. You have to be willing to put in the work, make the sacrifices, and stay consistent over the long haul. Now, if you found today's episode valuable, please share it with your friends and family using the hashtags JoinUpDots. Let's make it simple, and let's spread the word and help more people break free from the comfort zone and start building the life they've always dreamed of. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Your feedback helps us reach more people and continue bringing you the valuable content. We'll see you in the next episode. Cheers. See ya. Bye-bye.
That's the end of Join Up Dots. You've heard the conversation. Now it's time for you to start taking massive action. Create your future, create your life. It's the only life you've got. We'll be back again real soon. Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots. Join up Dots.